Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. You're gonna hear the wind outside because it is fierce out there. It is so windy. My whole entire house feels like it's shaking. It's awful. Okay, I gotta clean up my stuff here. All right, let me get going here. So let me talk about a few things. All right. Yesterday I did a video and it was a very quick video. I sped it up with some music and that kind of thing. And what I did this video for is I'm going through a lot of my emails and stuff, and there's more than a handful of people who have mentioned that they want to get into mixed media. And it's they feel it's very expensive, which I totally can understand because when you're on a limited budget, you know, you can only do what you can do. And they ask me a lot to, and I do have many videos on this prior, but they ask me a lot to show them how to make scrapbook paper, mixed media paper, whatever you want to call it. I call it mixed media paper, but you know, because a lot of people can't get to the store. One, they're either disabled and can't leave the house. Two, they don't have the money. And I've gotten several emails on a couple videos that I've made where I say you can sometimes go and get the scrapbook paper, mixed media paper, and they have it on sale. Like if you go now, they might have Christmas ones still there, like for 10 cents a piece. I always say grab them if you can, and then you lay it down as a layer and paint. But a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to have their own kind of gig. You know what I mean? Their own kind of paper, and they feel that's wasteful. I've gotten a lot of a lot of things of people saying that's wasteful, and I get it. I totally get it. I just think that's something to do. So anyway, so what I did here, as you could see in my last video, I did it very quickly to show you guys. This is, honey, I'm on the camera. This is just who makes this? I think Plaid. This is from 2004 Plaid. It's a big, chunky stamp. Nothing big. It was probably $1 or $2. I got from one of the craft stores, I'm sure, or maybe at the thrift store even. I don't recall. And what I did was, as you see, I'll put the link right here, or over here, somewhere. The link will be there for you to click to go see this video. And what this is just a few basic colors and one stamp and playing around. We've made our own kind of paper, and I did colors that I had a lot of. I have quite a few colors of yellow, so I chose to do a yellow background, and I wanted you guys to really see, and when I do this onto the canvas, I really wanted you guys to see this well on camera, as well as the different colors, and it just gives you a great base to start. So very few items needed here. I painted these really weird flowers. I don't know. I was just playing and, and just had a little bit of fun. So this is what we're going to do. And this is why I did it. I did this for all my peeps out there who have written me about it and asked what they could do to substitute if they don't have paper. I do have papers on a site called Gumroad where I have different, I should get them off my other computer, but I have different papers that I made in kits, mixed media kits of like 10 different papers I've made. And I did this, not this past year, but the year prior, I believe, or maybe even before that, where I've done sets of 10 mixed media papers in like a similar color pattern. I've offered it many times. I used to sell them, but I offered it many times to you all. So if you guys want them or want me to get them from my other computer, I can send it. What I do is I send you the files. Sometimes I have to send them to you one page at a time. Depends on your email and my email. They only let you send so many, gigabytes or megabytes or whatever. But I'll gladly show you them. You get the email, you open them up, you save them to your printer, and then you print them out. So let me know down below if that's something you guys would be interested in to have. It would be free. I would not charge you for them. And then, I might even put them on my knittingnthings.com site so y'all can go see all the papers and everything on there. Okay, let's continue. So this is what I did, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to make a background for the, which one? I don't know. Let's just do a background. I don't even know what I'm going to put on here. And I'm going to use a canvas board. And this is just from Michael's Artist Loft brand, and it doesn't say the size. I'm assuming it's 5x7. I don't know. Let me see. Okay. All right. I don't even know. Does this even measure? Probably not. Probably not. See, I don't know. It looks like it could be 5x7. I don't know. I'd have to measure it. Okay, so I'm not going to measure it. It's this size, basically. A little shorter. So what size is this? I think this is out in my living room. Let's see. I know you guys always ask, like, what's the size? What's that? It's 9x12. 9x12 is the canvas board. Now, these canvas boards you can buy at Michael's, AC Moore as well, Joann's, anywhere. And you get them in a package usually of 3. So I use a coupon and go buy, you know, when they're on sale, or just to use my coupon, and I go in and get a package of 3. And they're great. I love using them. They're easy to work with. They're easy to mail. And that's kind of where I'm at. So let's say you made your paper. And again, you can check out that video. Let's see what we're going to do. If I bought this from, now I could do this. I could lay this on here. And maybe I will do it this time, because we're going to go over this, but as my background. Do I want to glue this? You can either glue this hole. This is my dilemma. Am I going to glue this hole on here? Because if I was going to do that, why didn't I do that on the canvas, right? That's what I'm thinking. But I don't want to glue it. I want to kind of rip it up. So here we go. And I'm ripping. I'm going to put half of it there. And I don't want these little squishies that come off when you rip it out of the thing. So I'll just rip those off. I'm not being too particular because it's going to be a background, okay? So let's rip it like that. Rip it like that. And I only used a few colors. As you can see, I used yellow. I put the colors on there when I did it. I used magenta, yellow. I used brilliant blue and a dark green, which was titanium. Chromium oxide green, and then the blue, and then you see the pink, and there's the blue again. I used yellow, which was what color? Where'd it go? Oh my goodness gracious. It was yellow. That's all I can remember. I don't know what I did with it. I surely didn't put it, nope, here it is. I was going to say, I surely didn't put it away because that ain't how I roll. Processed yellow. Now, I got this System 3. I got them at Michael's, I think, with a coupon, which you can do if you want to buy individuals. Also, Liquitex. Somebody asked me about that, about Liquitex and the different brands at the stores. Now, I have bought, I have every brand imaginable, whatever goes on sale. So Liquitex and Golden Fluid Acrylics, I love. And I have them for paintings that I paint on bigger canvases that I sell. But I will mix in if I need a color of anything else. I use Folk Art. I use Ceramicoat. I use Americana. I use Liquitex. I use Martha Stewart. You see what I'm saying? I use, oh crap, AC Moore brand. I can't remember their names right now. I use Michael's brand. It is whatever. And I'm happy with that. I have no issues. Now, let me see what I was going to do. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start gluing down pieces of this in a random fashion. Now, leave some of the white because we're going to be doing some paint over top. And this is how easy this is. I'm going to choke and cough till I puke all over the camera. No, I'm kidding. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to throw some white school glue with a little bit of water or Mod Podge. Try to use matte, whatever you're going to use. My God, my throat. All right, that's going to be annoying because if I was watching somebody and they were doing that, I'd be like, that's so annoying. I'm going to change the channel. All right, but I can't help it. So I'm just going to take smaller pieces right now. And I'm just going to lay them down. Now, you want your glue to be fairly heavy because this is mixed media paper that I did do this on. You don't have to use mixed media paper. Use printer paper. Use paper bags that you get from the grocery store. Have them double bag, or if you bag your own, double bag them. Now, you see, everything I use is acrylic permanent. So as I go over this, as you see, when it dries, it's a little fade, you know, little, how you say, fuzzy. But as it dries, it'll dry clear, and you'll be able to see the vibrant colors again. But But yeah, if you have glossy and that's all you have, use it. If you have matte, use that. I prefer matte because I'm going to go over it. But look, you know what? You don't have to. Okay. And if you have school glue, put a little water in it so it flows a little bit better for you. Use your printer paper again because you're using permanent paints and it's not going to necessarily bleed through. And it would probably work better. Your brown paper bags would be great from the grocery store. If you have leftover wrapping paper from the holidays, if you have, like I said, what's that great stuff called? The tracing paper, the deli paper. It doesn't matter. We're just making a background here. And I'm using colors that I love. Now, you can put the glue, obviously, on here first. It doesn't matter what way you do it. It's just fun sticking it down. How you like me now? It's just the point of having fun. Remember, that's what this is about. And I know how, you know, I don't want to say sad, but I know how upset I get sometimes when I don't have that extra money. And I see stuff at the store or I see somebody else doing art. Now, I love the Craft and Hobby Association. I love CHA. I love watching the videos of everybody who goes. I've been to many different live events that they do online and all that, and you know, where they introduce like the new stuff that's coming out, and I look at it, I'm like, I can never afford that, you know, and I get sad about that too. I get sad that, you know, I would love to have all gold and stuff, but you don't need it. It would just be for me. I love the, what are they called? Like the ones that are very thin. I can't say the fluid acrylics. I couldn't think. Now my brush is still a little dirty from yesterday, so that's why you're seeing some of this paint come off. Obviously I did not clean my brush that well, but it's all right. All right, so I'm gonna put some glue here, and you just keep rocking and rolling. And you just put on, you know, wherever you want it. You could cover the whole page, the whole canvas or page. You can be using a, you know, a piece of paper right now. It's no big deal. Use whatever you want as your base. That's the fun. I just happen to have these canvases here. I love canvases. And these are hard to fit on my easel, so I just like to do on the camera. Figured I'd do it and talk through it because I like to talk. And I like to explain things. I like you guys to know that you don't have to have all the money in the world or the most expensive stuff. Yeah, you know, who doesn't want, you know, the point is that you're creating. You're creating. And you can create with anything. I have a lot of videos. I shouldn't say a ton because I don't exactly know the number, but I have a lot of videos that people are asking me to update, and I'm going to update them. Because a lot of people don't like to go through all the videos that I have, and I get it. I get when you have a lot of videos that it's a pain to go through. I know I don't look through like videos that I watch of, you know, that people have done. But I will if they, you know, if they tag, if not tag me, but if they put the link there or whatever. Sorry, that was my phone. So essentially all you're doing is making a mixed media background, and you use it, you do it by using acrylic paint. And that's it. It's nothing too fancy, but it does save you money, and you can make it whatever colors you want, whatever colors you have. It's not a big deal. And like in the video you saw, it didn't take anything. I just played. And do you see how it comes up? How nice it comes up? When you rip it up, I keep pulling it back off the camera. I'm so sorry. I gotta move my butt up more. Just don't feel like it. Okay. All right, so can you see where we're going here? Really good. It got the nice coverage. We're just keep going, and I mean, so simple, and it didn't cost me anything. And like I said, a lot of you I know only, you know, have maybe a few colors or maybe colors that you don't even really care for as much as others, and that you want to, you can use them in this, but you don't use a lot. The most I used of the yellow was to paint the page, and you don't have to paint the whole page. Do you know what I mean? Yellow. It could be just, of it and leave it big. And let's see. And what would be really a lot of fun, and even if you have, this is great for kids or grandkids or neighbor kids or whatever you have. I don't have any kids anymore that are small. But it's good for kids who like to get into the art as well. You can have them make pages with you too. Get some printer paper and or a garbage bag, brown paper bag or whatever. Sit down with them with a little bit of paint and let them have at it. And then you'll have yourself all kinds of different papers that you can rip up and use some of these, use some of those, and continue on. And you have a great bunch of mixed media papers. How wonderful. All right, so that's about all I'm going to do on here. I'm going to give it a second to dry. Just kind of want to show you. We're going to do our, I'm going to wipe this off. We're going to do our next coat in paints. I'm not going to do any more paper just to speed it up a bit. This will probably be a little longer of a video, where I've been trying to keep them a little shorter, but let's see. I know I have my heat gun around here somewhere. I just don't know where. It's plugged in too, I think. But I don't know. It's under all the stuff probably. Really gotta clean this little area out there. Alright, I need a drink of water. So we're just letting it dry. Letting it dry. Now, here's something else real quick. I'll tell you a tip while I'm giving it another minute. You see, this is made out of foam. I have many videos about this. I'm going to also add that into the updated kind of thing that I'm going to do. If you buy kids foam and you cut it in squares, my dogs are wrestling now, and you cut it in squares, you can take your heat gun or hair dryer on the hot setting and heat it up, stick something in it. You can stick a stamp or a lid or whatever in it. It gives you a shape. You can also draw in it with a pen. And then what happens is you're making a stencil. So, or sorry, a stamp. So then you put your paint on it after you have it done, and then go to stamp it, and you have your own stamp. So that's something else that you can do with the kids. You can do a million different things. And I'll do, like I said, I will add that in my one video on that, updated on how to do different stamps that I have, different stamps that I make, different items that I use to do that. But that's a very simple thing. And like I said, the dollar stores have them, inexpensive stamps. You know, they might not be the best quality or the best, how you say, the best thing on it. I don't even know what that's called right now. My brain, I heard my dogs and then it threw me. May not have the best picture that you want or image on there that you want, but it doesn't matter, because if you don't like this whole thing, you can just use this part, and I'll show you real quick. Now I'm just using Distress ink because it's sitting here. It doesn't matter what you have, but like if I only do this, maybe I don't want that whole butterfly, dragonfly, but I want something, so I'm going to go like that, and look. And that gives you something. You're just adding texture. That's what that looks like, is texture, right? So just stamp it until it's not coming off anymore. You could stamp on your paper that you put down. It doesn't matter. And I just do that because that's just going to add a little bit of something, something coming through. That's no big deal, you know? Or you could just do this little stick part. So let's do his little body. Right? And then we're going to go like that. And it just gives you a mark. You don't have to have all the fancy schmancies. That's all I'm saying. I have one stamp I'm using here. And I can get how many different, you know, patterns out of it. And that's what you want, especially when you're starting out. I know so many of you who, you know, who have told me how you want to do something like this. It excites you. It gets, you know what I mean, get your juices flowing. It inspires you. It's so exciting. You want to try it. But then you go to sit down and you don't have anything to do and you don't have the money to go out and buy a lot. So just one or two things. And once I do my video on things around the house that you can use to make your stamps or your marks or whatever else, you guys are going to be going nuts. You're going to be doing it all the time because there's just so many different things. Now this is still a tad bit wet, so Now remember, distress inks, if you're using distress inks or inks that are not permanent when you're using, when you're using your ink pad, all right, you're just going to be a douche. Okay. When you're using your ink pads, now, like I said, these are not permanent because they're the distress inks. And what distress inks mean is the colors are not is it opaque? They're not as opaque as you want them. They kind of will stamp a little wonky, like see on here, like that. You get that distressed look. You get that antique look. You don't get that normal when you put into a black and you stamp in and you stamp that clean, crisp look. You don't necessarily get that with the distress inks. They're wonderful. I say if they're on sale and you want to try one, go for it. I am going to buy a new one and throw it in the giveaway I'm having when I hit the 10,000 mark, just to you know, so everybody, you know, whoever wins can try it. 10,000 is a big deal for me, so I want to give a little bit of something. But I'm also, like I said, going to show different things that you can use. And at Michael's, I'm talking about a minute. I don't know. I had a protein bar, and I don't know. It's hitting me hard. At Michael's, and I believe AC Moore, and I believe Joann's. At my Joann's, it's right when you walk in. But they have like the dollar, the dollar rack where you can get the, I think it's called Studio G at Michael's, and they're like $1 for the ink pads. So you can get a couple different colors or just get one. It doesn't matter. Now, you know, how do I say, if you don't want to, like if you do your papers or you want to do the full paper like we were going to do, the full paper, you have all these on there. So where you would go from here now is adding, you know, a more bolder color, like a white, and leaving only some of it showing through. That's what I would do. What you would do is your thing. That's what you do. You do whatever makes you happy. All right, so I'm just kind of wiping this a bit to get that extra glue off since I'm lazy and will not get up and go look for my heat gun. It's here somewhere, but I just don't know where. Okay, so let's decide what color we're going to put on top. Now, I think we're at this stage. Let's do some, I really love this green. It's from Martha Stewart Satin. I probably have used it 20 million times. You guys are probably sick of it. It's called Granny Smith. You know, it's like a, well, you can't really see that bottom there, but it's, can you see the green? It's a really good looking green. And I'm just doing this. I'm just going to put some here. No big deal. Nothing fancy. You don't need nothing fancy. Get your big brush. Or use a cosmetic sponge. You can get those at the dollar store, a big package. They are fantastic. Get a sponge from the dollar store and cut it into your own pieces so you can have whatever size you want. I don't know water on my brush. Which you can. You can definitely, and it'll make your paint a little more see-through. Now watch what I do. I'm going to try to avoid some of the paper that I did put on. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to show you what we're going to do. And I'm just very loosely putting this on. You can hear my dogs back there snorting and everything. All right, you see how we did? That's it. Very fun, right? So if I had my water bottle sitting here, my spray bottle, I think this is it, but it's empty. So give me 1 second. I know a lot of you are like, okay, we've been subbed to you for a while and you show us the same things, but when I get new people, it's so exciting because they are learning. They're new to all this stuff, and I want to, you know, do what I want to do. So I'm just going to spray this with a water bottle. Now you can use for your water bottle if you have body sprays that you get, you know, or whatever, and they go empty. Use that for your water bottle. You can get them at the dollar store as well. All right, so now I'm just going to kind of wipe. See how I'm doing? I'm going to wipe that extra green off. That waters it down a little bit for me. Now you're also making the back a little wet, so it's going to smear or pick up some of that distressed ink, but I don't care. Let me show you. All right, so you see, now it's like everything is pushed to the back, right? When you look at it, you kind of just see that background. Now, once this would dry, if we would put something on top of that, that would be facing you. You would really see that first and then the background next. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean off, oops, and spray. Let's do one at a time. I'm going to spray that right there, and I'm going to wipe it off. So that's bringing that up. See? That's popping out. Hello. And I'm going to do up here. And work pretty quickly because your acrylic paints, unless you watered it down, will dry fast. But you see how I'm kind of pulling it up? In this big area right here. Just a little bit of water. Now, you can just wet your paper towel if you don't have a squirt bottle. But I have one sitting here, so. Right? And just go, and while there's a little bit of water on your rag or paper towel, I like to use like old bath towels and rip them in pieces. You can get them at the thrift store. Even the dollar store has kitchen towels that you can get, and just designate one, cut it in a few pieces, and use it for your, which I've done a million times. I just got to find them because I have them all. All right, I'm going to do one right here. Right? So look at that. Some of them are coming through a lot. Some of them are pushed in the back. It's fantastic. And let me lift this up for a second. I'm just going to wipe. You work on, if you have wax paper, you can get that from the dollar store too. Or this is one of those mats, you know, you can get. I always use a coupon at the Michael's or whatever. But okay. And that right there, I'm just going to kind of pat down a little bit. And that's all we're going to do right now today, because I want to leave it dry. But you see how that paper turned into your mixed media paper or scrapbook paper. A lot of people go out and buy scrapbook paper for their scrapbooks, but you don't have to. Use the color scheme that you want and do it. You know, you can cut it into the sizes. And what's really great is, because I love to quilt, is I have the rotary cutters. And I have a lot of rotary cutters because I've been quilting since, I don't know, for over 20 some years. So I have older ones. And of course you can buy new blades for the rotary cutters, but if you have an old rotary cutter, or you find one at the dollar store, at the thrift store, or whatever, buy that, because it helps you cut, you know, some paper if you want, if scissors are too hard. Sometimes scissors for me hurt my hand so badly because of the RA and fibro, so that's why I rip a lot. I like the organic look of the rip. It's up to you. Some people are very pattern oriented and like to cut, and they have their own gig, and I love it, and I think that's wonderful. For me, if it isn't fast and fun for me, I don't like to do it. So, what else did I want to say? I think that's it for this video. I'm not going to keep it too much longer, but that's kind of where we're at. It's a great background. I think what I might do, I'll wait until the next video, and then we'll go on to the next part, like I said. But right now, whether you're using a brown paper bag to either glue your stuff on or to make your papers, if you're using a canvas, if you're using another fantastic thing you can get at the dollar store as well as the craft stores is poster board, or you can get foam core. And you just cut it into the size that you want and work on that. I have so many things that I've done on foam core and poster board. And you get with poster board, I used to cut my ATCs out of that. So I would measure it and mark it and then cut them all out. But you can cut it into whatever size you want for your canvases. Or if you're doing an art journal, do it in your art journal. That's the fun thing. And now you have a great base. Took nothing. It took very limited supplies and very limited time, which means that you can sit down and knock this out and get a fantastic background ready for you to decide what's going to go on top of it. So I got to decide what I'm going to put on top of it. So I will see you in the next video. I have a lot of things that I'm going to cinch up and finish up. I have the one giveaway painting I'm doing. I have the Goth Girl, which I'm going to be doing. And this, because I got a few more questions about making your own paper and doing your own thing. I wanted to kind of do this real quick so you guys saw it. As always, be kind to each other. You never know about how somebody else is fighting. You all rock. You guys are awesome, and I am so blessed. Let me know down below if you're interested in any of the mixed media papers that I have made, and let me know what you guys think of this. And if you guys try this, as always, tag me, send it to me, message it to me. All my information is down in the section of the YouTube video that says, let me just say, because there is, people ask me this all the time as well. So let me see. If you go on my YouTube page, you will see, you click my YouTube page and you see home, videos, playlist, channels, discussion, about. Next to the about is a little search thing. You click it, it says search channel. You put in there whatever you want to look for, you hit search, and all the videos I've done on that will pop up. When you're looking at a video, of mine, and you want to look for something, you want to hit show more underneath the video. It'll have published on and then the date. And then if you hit show more, it'll give you, you know, my Facebook or any questions that I'm asking you or whatever. And then you can see, you know, whatever else is in there. So I love you all so very much. And I hope you all have a great Sunday. Bye, guys.